Welcome to the channel! In today's video, we're diving into the unforgettable main cast of Seinfeld, the legendary sitcom that changed television forever. From Jerry's sarcastic humor to Kramer's wild antics, we'll explore the iconic characters who made this show a timeless classic. 1. Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld played a semi-autobiographical version of himself, a stand-up comedian living in New York City. His character serves as the anchor of the show, providing a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos of his friends' eccentric behaviors. Jerry's dry wit, sarcastic humor, and sharp observations about the absurdities of everyday life drive much of the show's humor. His apartment is the central meeting place for the group, making him a key figure in their interactions and adventures. 2. Jason Alexander. Jason portrayed George Costanza, Jerry's lifelong best friend who is neurotic, insecure, and endlessly self-absorbed. George's character is known for his comically selfish schemes, often aimed at gaining social status or avoiding responsibility. Despite his flaws, George's vulnerability and knack for turning small problems into major disasters make him a relatable and hilarious character. His quick temper and absurd reasoning lead to some of the show's most iconic moments. Number 3. Michael Richards. Michael played Cosmo Kramer, Jerry's quirky and unpredictable neighbor. Kramer is a master of physical comedy, famous for his energetic entrances and unique body language. He has a knack for coming up with bizarre business ideas, from selling perfume that smells like the beach to starting a make-your-own pizza restaurant. Despite his eccentricities and lack of steady employment, Kramer is endlessly resourceful, loyal, and surprisingly wise in his own unconventional way. 4. Wayne Knight. Wayne portrayed Newman, Jerry's nemesis and Kramer's close friend. As a postal worker, Newman is cunning, manipulative, and often involved in petty schemes, particularly against Jerry. Despite their antagonistic relationship, Newman provides some of the funniest moments on the show with his dramatic flair, booming voice, and over-the-top personality. His interactions with Kramer highlight their unique camaraderie and shared sense of mischief. 5. Estelle Harris. Estelle played Estelle Costanza, George's overbearing and dramatic mother. Known for her high-pitched voice and constant bickering with her husband Frank, Estelle often exasperates George with her intrusive and critical nature. She is fiercely protective of her son, yet simultaneously dismissive of his aspirations, creating a hilariously dysfunctional family dynamic. Estelle's tendency to escalate minor disagreements into full-blown arguments adds to the humor, especially when paired with Frank's equally loud personality. Number 6. Jerry Stiller. Jerry portrayed Frank Costanza, George's loud, eccentric father. Frank is best known for his unpredictable outbursts and absurd ideas, such as inventing Festivus, the holiday for the rest of us. He is a retired businessman with a habit of clashing with everyone, including his wife Estelle. Frank's quirky personality and iconic catchphrases, such as "Serenity now," make him a standout character. His comedic timing and unique approach to parenting added a chaotic charm to the Costanza household. 7. Liz Sheridan. Liz played Helen Seinfeld, Jerry's caring but slightly overprotective mother. Helen is a loving and supportive parent who often dotes on Jerry while gently chiding his father, Morty. She is a proud resident of the Del Boca Vista retirement community in Florida, where much of her storyline takes place. Helen's strong moral compass and polite demeanor contrast with the more eccentric characters, adding warmth and a sense of normalcy to the show's family dynamics. Number 8. Julia LouisDreyfus. Julia played Elaine Benez, Jerry's intelligent, independent, and quick-witted ex-girlfriend who became one of his closest friends. Elaine is a strong and confident woman who isn't afraid to speak her mind, often leading to hilariously awkward or confrontational situations. She is known for her memorable quirks, such as her terrible dancing and her catchphrase, "Get out," often accompanied by a playful shove. Elaine's ability to navigate relationships, work drama, and social faux pas with humor and determination made her one of the most beloved characters on the show. Barney Martin. Barney Martin portrayed Morty Seinfeld, Jerry's father, a retired raincoat salesman who was both frugal and fiercely principled. Morty was deeply proud of his days selling raincoats, often boasting about his innovation, the beltless trench coat, which became a recurring joke on the show. Morty had a tendency to dwell on past glories and old grievances, leading to comically exaggerated stories about his accomplishments and perceived injustices. He was also known for his meticulous financial habits, frequently scrutinizing bills and seeking value in every situation, often to the embarrassment of those around him. Morty's life largely revolved around his retirement in Florida's Del Boca Vista community, where he and his wife Helen were central figures. He frequently found himself in petty squabbles with other residents, particularly over leadership roles in the condo association. One of the most memorable storylines involving Morty was his ousting as president of the Del Boca Vista Phase 2 condo association after being accused of embezzling funds for a Cadillac that Jerry had gift-gifted him. Morty's insistence on his innocence and his attempts to clear his name added to the hilarity, as he often took minor issues to comically excessive lengths. Morty had a unique and loving relationship with Jerry, often dispensing unsolicited advice or expressing concern over Jerry's lifestyle. His dynamic with his wife, Helen, showed a loving but sometimes argumentative partnership. Helen would often rein in Morty's more eccentric ideas, providing a sense of balance to his stubborn nature. Morty's personality was further highlighted in his interactions with other characters, such as his deadpan acceptance of Kramer's oddities, or his frequent sparring with George's parents, Frank and Estelle. Barney Martin's portrayal of Morty added a warm, relatable layer to the show, embodying a quintessential dad figure while amplifying the humor through his quirks, stubbornness, and unintentional comedic timing. 10. Heidi Swedberg. Heidi Swedberg played Susan Ross, a character who served as George Costanza's fiancée and occasional girlfriend throughout the series. Susan was initially introduced as an executive at NBC during the show's pivotal storyline, where Jerry and George pitched their sitcom pilot, Jerry. Her professional demeanor and calm personality contrasted sharply with George's neurotic and self-absorbed behavior, creating a dynamic that was both comedic and tragic. While their relationship had its moments of connection, it was often overshadowed by George's insecurities, selfishness, and inability to fully commit. Susan's relationship with George was marked by a series of dramatic highs and lows. After breaking up multiple times due to George's antics, ranging from faking a relationship with Elaine to his jealousy over her career, Susan eventually reconciled with him, leading to their engagement. However, George's commitment was dubious from the start, as he immediately regretted proposing and sought ways to sabotage the relationship without taking responsibility. This culminated in one of the darkest comedic moments of the series, Susan's death. George, in his characteristic cheapness, insisted on buying low-quality wedding invitations with toxic glue, leading to Susan's untimely demise after licking too many envelopes. George's reaction to her death, relief rather than grief, was a defining moment that highlighted the show's unconventional and often controversial humor. Beyond her relationship with George, Susan interacted memorably with the other main characters. She developed a surprising rapport with Kramer, whose eccentricity seemed to amuse her, and her brief friendships with Jerry and Elaine often added tension due to their shared frustrations with George. Despite being a more subdued character compared to the core four, Susan had her moments of eccentricity, such as her disastrous cabin getaway with George, or her joining the lesbian wedding.